Greetings everyone. This will be a transformative exploration that challenges our preconceived ideas and sheds new light on ancient texts. Let's get started. The Book of Revelation has long been interpreted as a mystical harbinger of the world's end, a prophecy filled with mysterious beasts, celestial judgments, and an ultimate battle between good and evil. But what if these disturbing visions aren't prophesying a literal apocalypse, but are instead an encrypted tale of the rise and fall of empires? Consider this. The authors of Revelation were living in a time when their world was ruled by the Roman Empire. They were well versed in history and would have been acutely aware of the downfall of great empires before their time: the Egyptians, the Assyrians, the Babylonians. They saw firsthand the decadence, corruption, and societal decay that often preceded the collapse of these mighty empires. Imagine being in their position, witnessing the signs of an empire in decline, but being unable to voice these observations openly. It was an era where direct criticism of the imperial power could lead to persecution, or worse, execution. So they turned to metaphor and allegory, encoding their observations and predictions into a narrative so richly symbolic it has been interpreted in countless ways over centuries. Consider the beast with 7 heads and 10 horns from Revelation. What if this fearsome creature represents a multifaceted empire, its numerous heads symbolizing various rulers or influential provinces? The 24 elders, often depicted as heavenly beings, could well be a metaphorical depiction of an imperial senate or governing body. By looking at Revelation through this lens, we start to see a cryptic historical commentary unfold, one that aligns with the cyclical rises and falls of empires throughout history. Our exploration through this series will delve deep into these metaphors, connecting the dots with historical precedents and interpreting Revelation as a sophisticated, encoded observation of the time and a prophecy of empire's decline. So, let's start with John of Patmos, who lived during the tumultuous times of the Roman Empire. Yet, his writings resonate with an uncanny familiarity when we observe our modern power structures. John of Patmos, the believed author of Revelation, was a man living in the turbulent times of the Roman Empire. He was familiar with the might and failings of the ancient empires before him, from the fallen glory of Egypt and Babylon to the decaying grandeur of Rome itself. In these dramatic societal changes, John and his contemporaries saw patterns, the cyclic nature of rise and fall, which they brilliantly encoded into the Book of Revelation using metaphoric narratives. Let's take one of Revelation's most vivid symbols, the beast with 7 heads and 10 horns. In Revelation 17:9-10, it says, "The 7 heads are 7 hills on which the woman sits. They are also 7 kings." Rome, historically known as the city on 7 hills, was ruled by numerous emperors, some of whom wielded their power with brutal tyranny. John would have witnessed firsthand the inherent instability of such a system, the conspiracies, assassinations, and volatile successions. Here, the beast's 7 heads could be a metaphor for Rome's tyrannical rulers, its 10 horns symbolizing their absolute power. Take, for instance, the 7 hills of Rome, which Revelation allegorically touches upon. Historically known as the heartbeat of the vast Roman Empire, these hills were symbols of unrivaled power. Drawing a modern parallel, could these 7 hills be an allegory for today's power centers? Let's say Washington, D.C., a city that commands international attention and influence. The likeness is not merely geographical, it's the aura of dominance, the socio-political implications, and the influence that such centers have on global events, reminiscent of ancient Rome. Let's dive deeper. In the Old Testament's book of Daniel, beasts symbolized powerful empires. These empires, like the lion with eagle's wings or the bear, stood for mighty kingdoms of their era. Today, could similar symbols or icons represent the influential superpowers of our time? Revelation's vivid imagery, like the woman dressed in purple, symbolized Rome's extravagant power. Today, we see shades of such opulence in modern metropolises, with their dazzling skyscrapers and bustling stock exchanges, reflecting both ambition and, at times, overindulgence. John's Revelation, when seen through this prism, transforms from a distant apocalyptic narrative into a dynamic reflection of human nature, societal structures, and the cyclical patterns of rise and fall. While rooted in antiquity, its messages resonate with modern-day relevance.